Hi, my name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman & Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan. And today we're going to continue our video series, Decide to Educate and Inform the Public, so please subscribe to our channel. You know, we talk a lot about prenuptial agreements, and we've had many videos and many discussions about the value of prenuptial agreement, the ability to pierce a prenuptial agreement, how ironclad are they, when might they be used, what are the particular details that have to be in a prenuptial agreement. Today I want to talk about something that has been raised multiple times, so it's obviously a question that's on the mind of the viewing audience, and that is, should I hire a lawyer to review a prenuptial agreement? So the very question presupposes that you're about to get married. One person, presumably the one with assets, has had a prenuptial agreement prepared and has gotten it to you. Now you have this and you're wondering, should I have a lawyer review this? Well, I think that prudence would dictate that everybody to any kind of transaction should know what they're getting into. What are they getting? What are they giving up? I mean, it's very simple. Any kind of commercial transaction of any value, you would have a lawyer do it. If you were buying some house somewhere, you'd certainly have a lawyer look over the papers. This is your marriage. Isn't it certainly a good idea to have a lawyer look at that? This is your life we're talking about, right? More important than anything you could buy. Having said that, you have to understand what's involved. You might say, well, what's the difference? The lawyer presents it to me. I think I have to sign it, because if I don't sign it, I'm not going to be able to get married. So what's the point of having a lawyer review it? Well, there are negotiations that occur when there are prenuptial agreements between the lawyers that go back and forth. Just because you're presented with a prenuptial agreement doesn't mean that you have to sign that as the final copy. Think of it as an offer. This is a prenuptial agreement that's being offered to you. You have a right to sign it immediately, to say I'm not signing it at all, or you have a right to say, you know what, I'm going to sign it. However, instead of this, I want that. Instead of this, I want that. And it becomes important. And I'm going to give an example. A lot of the prenuptial agreements that we've seen, that our clients have asked us to take a look at, will say something like this. Such and such property, which was owned by the other person before any intended marriage, is separate property and belongs to them. Could be a house, could be stocks and bonds, could be anything at all. That's separate property. It's off the table. In the event of any kind of divorce, they get it. But the agreement might also say they get that and any interest or dividends or increased value accumulated thereon. Which means, if the house, let's use the example of a house, if they had a house worth $50,000, and after the 5-year marriage the house is worth $150,000, under that prenuptial agreement, the house would be off the table. It wouldn't matter how it grew. So when we see things like that, that's a little bit overreaching. So we might go back to the other attorney and say, you know what, we like this prenuptial agreement, except, and you can have the house because it was his from before, but to the degree that it goes up in value, that piece, that's a marital asset. That's going to be subject to division. You can ask for that accommodation. So, and I'll tell you, we've asked for that accommodation many times. I've never once had it blow up in my face where somebody said, oh, forget it, then we're not getting married. Never seen that happen. So these kind of accommodations are things that you are expected to negotiate. When the attorney drafted that prenup and gave it to the guy and said, okay, congratulations, I'm giving you this prenup, I've done what you said, be aware though, she doesn't have to sign it. She may hire a lawyer, he may say he doesn't like provisions C, D, and E. In other words, your fiancé is prepared that you might not sign it exactly as is. So therefore, it makes sense, go to a lawyer. It may cost you a few dollars to get it reviewed. If there's a lot of back and forth, it may cost many, many dollars to get it. But at the end of the day, it's not getting it reviewed is being penny smart and dollar foolish. If you have any questions about that, reach out and we'll be glad to help you out.